rage. Don't waste it on me. Spite. Life's telling you, don't waste it on me. Don't waste it on me. Spite. Life's telling you, don't waste it. I'm telling you, don't waste it. Life's telling you, don't waste it on me. Have I become a little too shy for love? I've been hurt before. All's fair in love and war. So I snuggle up close to the shell I'm living in. And if I let you in, another round begins. No, I'm spinning in a vicious cycle. I'm scared of doing something I'll regret. Maybe this is right, but I'm still staring at your silhouette. What if you're everything I need? A fire in my heart, the air I breathe. What if I'm incomplete without you by my side? What if I go against my heart instead of confessing from the start?
And hey, it worked, and we're live. And welcome again to our segment that we like to call "Okay, Seriously," the place where you give the questions and we give the answers. Green Pants, our guest again. So good to see you, as always.
Once again, I find myself here. I would like to know, is this going to be the official, like, hey, we're here opening of Okay, Seriously?
I got
canon now?
I got commitment issues, so I don't know if I want to lock into that. I mean, I think we can.
Okay,
we
all
can,
right, fair.
Maybe we'll give it
I
a
just
little
want to
more.
make sure that I'm right. I mean, I want things to be symmetrical, and I like symmetry, and so
Understood.
yeah, you let me know. We'll take that.
Will we take our relationship to the next level? No, I think that's when we can talk about that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So so we got some questions today from our viewers, and we're gonna go through them, and we're gonna give our input and feedback, and keep in mind as always that we're not qualified to pretty much answer anything in a professional manner, so do not take our advice seriously.
Nope, no certifications or not even a pamphlet, nothing. So yeah, and
Nice.
not even a napkin saying you're great at this.
That's
like,
right.
Nothing. So
That's right. All right, Green Pants. I'm gonna hit you with the first question here. Okay, here we go.
All right.
All right. So this question comes from Kristen from Truth and Consequences, New Mexico, which I guess is an actual place. Kristen with two Y's,
It
if
is an
that
actual
has significance. There you go. Kristen asks, I'm in a relationship with someone younger. I'm 17 and he's 15. When I first met him...
Okay.
You okay?
Go ahead.
All right. I'm in a relationship with someone younger. I'm 17. So Kristen's 17, female. He's 15, younger than her.
Mhm.
When I first met him, I was told he was a junior. Okay. We were close friends and had been through so much together, good and bad, and we've now been in a 6-month relationship. We don't have bad intentions because we are waiting for marriage before having sex. I have struggled with depression and anxiety, but he makes me happier than I've ever been. He's the man I've been asking God for, capital G. He treats me like a princess. I have no doubt in my mind that he could be the one, capital O. The question is, his parents don't like the age difference. My parents don't have a problem with it because their age gap is the same. They are also very strict, and they will agree only if his parents agree. His parents have a bigger age gap, but are still iffy about us. What I don't understand is why I can't be happy with him without our parents thinking we're going to have sex, without thinking about consequences. When we are together, we forget about the age gap. How do I make our parents understand? Must we break up for the sake of our parents when I could fall into another depression? I don't want to go back to where I was. I can't lose him. Please help.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Kristen. Okay. My God. Okay, here's some truth and about some possible consequences. First, you're not in a relationship because you are a child. Okay?
See what you did there, Truth.
You are a child who is friends with an even younger child.
Yep.
You've been through so much together. Okay, again, you're a child. He treats you like a princess, and his parents don't understand. Yeah, okay, they won't, and they shouldn't, because you're a child. And so, in about, let's say, a year from now, you're going to be an adult, and your boyfriend will still be a child. So
True.
you're going to start. So, I mean, your parents are rightfully be, maybe his parents might not be on board, considering you might be racking up statutory rape felonies, 12 months from now.
Yes, but they are, as she claims, not having sex. So.
Right.
Right.
But she's trying. Kristen with 2 Ys is not in a relationship. I'm sorry. This is a ridiculous person.
Yeah.
I mean,
yes.
All teenagers are in a constant flux of mania and depression. I mean, I can't lose him. I mean, she might end up losing him to the New Mexico court system.
Right. Yikes. So, I mean, I do have to address that. Correct. So, she's underage, he's underage, right?
Right.
Would you really call that a relationship? I don't know. Like,
no, I mean, sure, it can.
Not like
call
a
it whatever
grown-up relationship. It's it's yeah,
not like a thing that matters.
Right. I mean, but to them it matters significantly, right? So
sure, it does. Yeah.
Yeah. So
my kids love every one of their stuffies.
That also relationships. That's right. They're very dear to them. Yeah, I think that when she talks about the age gap, well, my parents have the same age gap. Yeah, if your parents are 50 and 48, that is very different from 17 and 15. Exactly. Huge.
Right. And I also the part that she skipped over real quick was the I was told he was a junior.
So I saw that. I skipped over that.
She met him and was like, oh, he's a junior. Oh, great. But she must have found out that he clearly wasn't.
Freshman. No, like 15's freshman, right?
But I guess.
You're 15 when you're freshman?
14, 15. Yeah, I think you like turn 15 your freshman year, generally,
so
I think.
Maybe she's a junior, he's a freshman, or something like that.
Right, something like that.
And actually,
But she's immediately defending herself, being like, I was told he was a junior. So
right,
it's not my fault.
Officer, please. Officer, please.
I had no idea. Right. I mean, did you see what he was wearing?
Your Honor, I mean, right. Like that little attempt at the mustache he's trying to grow is so so deceptive.
Like, I mean, sure, he has a Cub Scout uniform on, but he's growing in that stash. Like,
and his voice is starting to crack.
Yeah, like a little Peter Brady in there.
Oh, we're being mean. Okay, so
yeah, because she's a child, and this is ridiculous.
So your parents are correct. You two should not be.
We are not taking this seriously because this is not a serious question.
Let me say, well, hold on. Yes, but I'm thinking back of my high school years, and I remember, unless I'm misremembering, stories of freshmen and juniors dating.
Oh yeah, that certainly happened.
So it's not unprecedented, I guess, is one thing I was.
No. I'm just saying ultimately they're all meaningless. Is what I'm saying. It's like this 17 and 15. It's like he's the person that God's been. You have no idea what you're talking about. You are just a collection of hormones and bad decisions.
Right.
No.
Right. I was thinking too when she.
Hey, I was there, and I would. This is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe. Slow your roll there, Kristen, with 2 Ys.
Right.
Ease it up.
I was thinking when he said, the first thing I thought of when she said that he treats her like a princess, I'm like, yeah, because he's probably like the coolest kid in school. He's dating a junior.
Right.
He treats you like a princess.
He's dating an older woman.
Right.
He's treating his cougar like a princess.
Right.
Like, absolutely.
And in fact, to your point, she's just an older child.
Right. A slightly older child.
Yes.
One that has like 2 more years of math on him.
Yes.
That's great.
And I'm going to take a curveball on this and probably get some flack for this one. So I have a strong opinion on this too. I don't believe a relationship that doesn't have a component of physical intimacy, not a relationship in the romantic sense, a friendship.
Okay.
I think that's a strong. I think a lot of people disagree with that, but that's the statement I'm making.
Disagree with if there's no physical intimacy, it's not a relationship.
You're not in a relationship. I mean, it's a relationship. Clearly, any interaction between two people is a relationship. So if we're going
Right,
strict
right.
definition, I mean like a romantic relationship, boyfriend girlfriend.
Romantic. Yeah, I get. I mean, again, that's just like I guess just how you define it.
Right.
But, yeah, sure.
I think if two people are hanging out, two people are hanging out. You know.
Yeah.
And then
And
if you're not doing anything together, if you're not doing anything physically intimate together, and you're hanging out, and then you go off and hang out with someone else, you haven't done anything wrong. You're just hanging out, right? It's like
I think one thing we can both agree on is that this is a child, and this child, in her relationship to the other younger child, will stop.
yes, who is less capable than her because, as we know,
Yes.
biologically, boys typically mature slower than girls.
Right.
So,
Exactly. She is taking advantage of this kid, the
uh,
overall seducing. This is a graduate situation. I
Okay.
think, except they have not graduated from anything other than 8th grade.
Yeah, so Kristen, you have a friend, and it's great that you have that friend, but don't pretend he's your boyfriend. Yeah, don't. Your parents are
You can
correct,
call him your boyfriend.
I guess, but your parents are correct, and don't worry about it. Just hang out, be friends, hang out in other groups of friends if your parents are concerned about you guys fooling around, which you said you aren't, and we believe you. But just hang out.
Well, the thing is, her parents don't have a problem with it. Yeah, your parents are idiots, just so you know.
Yeah.
His parents are the ones that have a problem with it, and they should, because
Yeah.
you're a child.
Yeah, I get it. Yep. So, Kristen, enjoy the company of friends. Seek professional counseling if you're really struggling with depression. Get help. The help does not come with a underage relationship with someone who's not at a level of maturity to keep supporting you. Right? That's nothing too. So.
There's nothing making you keep those Y's in your name. You could just replace those with proper
I
vowels.
think the birth certificate
You can.
contests otherwise.
No. I said you can change it though. No shame in changing it.
I suppose. But anyway, okay. So
It's more unsolicited advice, throwing it out there.
there you go. So, Kristen, I hope that helps. Do the right thing here. All right, let's move on. Question 2. So, have you ever? Well, I love playing that game. Have you ever experienced imposter syndrome? Do you have any advice on how to deal with it? This is Daniel from Two Eggs, Florida.
Well, I think we figured out the easiest way to deal with it is to create a segment on the internet where we give completely unqualified advice to people.
See what you did there. That was good.
Okay. So what is imposter syndrome? Is when you're feeling anxiety, you've got self-doubt, you're
Yes.
constant negative self-talk, dwelling in the past. You're constantly comparing yourself to other people. You feel inadequate.
Right.
So like what I call a Wednesday. Like
Yeah, I
You
see.
know,
I see it as like insecurity. That's the biggest one. You know, what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't belong here. I don't belong in this job. I don't belong in this sports team. I don't belong in this.
It's you belong.
honors
That you're
class.
a fraud.
Yeah, like you're a
Yeah,
fraud.
that everyone around you that you're a fraud.
Right.
I mean, it absolutely happens. I mean,
All the time.
I woke up from a just complete drunk blackout, and I came to, and I was flying a small commercial plane. So anything can really happen when it comes to how I got there. I don't know.
When you woke up,
I
did
doubt
did you doubt your ability to fly that plane once you woke up?
I did not remember being a pilot, and I was right.
Oh
So
my God.
I quickly so I had fallen into imposter syndrome, but upon coming to, I left the cockpit. Everybody's fine. Everybody's fine. Everything went
I'm
fine.
very glad to hear that. Yes, I mean supposedly
it's all fine.
the tower can talk anybody down from flying an airplane with no experience
it's-
whatsoever. I mean, we see it in the movies all the time.
It was a simple
I
miscommunication.
don't know if you remember the old Incredible Hulk TV show with Lou Ferrigno.
Oh yeah.
He landed a
Absolutely.
plane once by receiving instruction, but as the Hulk,
as
not
the-
as Bruce Banner, but as the Hulk. It's a classic
Maybe
episode.
Professor Hulk.
Professor
do
Hulk,
that.
Smart Hulk,
Yeah. Yeah, smart Hulk.
geeking out now.
Wears glasses. You can
No.
tell. He wears glasses.
Yes, sorry, and I sometimes that's the pipe. So what was I gonna say about this? Oh yeah, imposter syndrome. So I have a mechanism I use to deal with this, and advice I've given someone else who used to hit this a lot, actually, like to the point where it's almost like crippling, like they couldn't do their jobs. Um, and I say, think
Your
about,
feeling of inadequacy, like you're like, I'm not good enough to do my job, so you just kind of
yes,
freeze up and
yeah, like I don't
can't do
belong
it.
here. Why did I even get hired? You know, that kind of thing.
Right.
I basically said, okay, look at the people around you and your peers, and think of the average employee. Are you smarter than them? Answer's usually yes. You know what I mean? Like, think of the average human and what they do during the course of their day. Can you do a better job than they're doing?
Oh
It's
my
all,
god, I hope so.
everything's relative. You know what I mean? It's all relative.
Yeah,
So if you're above the midway mark, you're rocking it. You know, it's like roll with that.
yeah. So
Um,
you just want to be in the top 3.5 billion,
yes.
not the bottom 3.5
Which doesn't
billion.
seem that hard when you put it that way, right? 3.5
Yeah,
billion.
yeah.
I'm like,
I mean,
yeah,
if
you
you
could be
put
a
a
top
little effort
3.5
into it.
billion. That's right. That's right. Exactly. Exactly.
Put in a
So,
little extra credit. Yeah.
so competency is relative. I guess that's the point that I'm making. So you're doing great, Daniel, from Two Egg, Florida.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure why what you're experiencing imposter syndrome about. Like,
Mhm.
if you are experiencing it as a pilot, then I would definitely say, you got to get some treatment for it. But if you're just feeling that, maybe you're not as smart as the other people at work, you know what? Maybe you're not. I don't know. I don't know you, Daniel. You live in Two Egg, Florida.
Two Egg. Sounds like the special at Denny's.
It does. It sounds, yeah. That's always the special in
Yep.
Two Egg, Florida.
Isn't it-
How old has that gotten now?
Right? Because isn't there an actual guy? There's an actual dish with the eggs over my hammy, right?
Yeah, Moons Over My Hammy.
Moons over my hammy. Thank you. Yeah.
That is a Denny's special.
That is a
Moons
Denny's
Over My
special.
Hammy. Also with the Rudy Tooty Fresh and Fruity Chocolate Hot Fudge Devotion Pancake Sundae.
Thank you. I forgot
At
that
IHOP.
one. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, a lot of people do. Because Rudy Tooty Fresh and Fruity Chocolate Hot Fudge Devotion Pancake Sundae aren't words that really flow together really easy.
Right. You do an excellent
But
job at
once
it, by
you
the way.
start, yeah, I mean, yeah, because there's nothing better than having the waitress walk up and say, "I would like a Rudy Tooty Fresh and Fruity Chocolate Hot Fudge Devotion Pancake Sundae," and they're like, "I'm sorry," and then you repeat it again, and
You have to point at the menu.
yeah, it's fun jocularity.
Yes. Oh, to bring it around, Daniel, if you ever, speaking of which, to link all this that we're talking about, if you ever want to like feel really good about yourself, go to a Denny's at 3 a.m.
Or a Waffle House.
Waffle.
No, you might get killed.
Wow.
Well, that could be a Waffle House at 3 a.m. can be a very dangerous place. Let me tell
For
you.
sure, but go to Denny's at 3 a.m. and
Yeah.
watch the individuals that come in, and then you will say, "Okay, I got it over this guy. I got over all these people. I'm doing
Yeah.
okay," and you will feel better about yourself. So there's
They go
that.
for one guy's motorcycle and they just go crazy.
Yes, it's exactly. And I often recommend sort of self-reflection, like, what am I actually good at? Oh, you know what? I am not bad at the. If you self-reflect about it, you'll find you don't think you're as bad as stuff as you think you are. We're our own worst critics. It's a common phrase. So,
That is true.
yep. All right, Daniel. I hope that helps.
I certainly feel that way.
I wish you luck. You are your own worst critic.
Well,
Would
as
it
I said, if a Wednesday, it's extreme lack of self-confidence, feeling of
Yes.
inadequacy, negative self-talk, dwelling in the past. As I said, that's a Wednesday.
Okay.
That's just called waking up when you wake up and you're like,
Called life.
and then you
My lungs
Go
still
about your
working.
right, exactly. You're just like, and we're doing this again. Okay,
Right.
here we go. All right.
Lather, rinse,
What am I
repeat.
today?
What
Oh,
am
let's
I
see.
today?
I'm a human being today. Let's try it again. So,
Oh my goodness. Excellent. All right, let's hop to our next question. This is from the name got cut off. My apologies for that on our screen here. This is coming from Linus from Booger Hole, West Virginia. Did not know that was a
Booger Hole.
place.
Yeah.
Is that how it's pronounced? I was giving it
It
the
is-
benefit of the doubt and
it's a
saying
place.
Booger.
Thomas from West Virginia. Booger Hole is a place.
Okay, there we are. So, Linus asks,
Nose. They use it to mean nose.
I was
It's
unaware
your
of
booger
that.
hole.
That is perhaps
That is what your booger hole.
Linus. Linus asks, I installed video cameras outside my house as someone has been vandalizing my deer/woodland Christmas scene. It happened again last night. I have a video with perfect clarity on who the culprit was, the neighbor's son. My My neighbor and I have never gotten along, but I want the vandalizing to stop. Should I get the police involved or some other way I can solve this problem? Linus 1.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. First of all, no, calling the authorities, always the last resort.
Okay.
Because if you're going to go on a vengeance rampage, it's critical you have to avoid the police, because eventually they're going to start counting up all the crimes that I'm going to suggest. So first, I would say, don't call the police, but what you want to do is dig like a 6-foot trench, like around your woodland scene, and then put like really sharp spikes. Yeah, like put sharp spikes, and then you cover it up, and you need it to be deep enough so that the gravity and the momentum from the fall will actually like break a femur. Like, because if you don't, you really need to like immobilize them so that they're at the bottom of the pit and they don't get out without you.
Mm-hmm.
So, so that's one thing. But
Okay.
if you can't dig the moat. Anything that you can do to make the situation deadly in some way.
Mm-hmm.
So, like electrification is a good idea. You need to ensure that the slightest touch will conduct like a killing electric shock. But I think
I have a recommendation.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I was gonna say, talk to your neighbor. You ring the bell. You say, "Hey, I don't want to cause trouble, but I noticed your son's been messing up stuff on my lawn. I just thought you should know. It's not a big deal.
He's never gotten along with his neighbor.
Understood, but this could be an opportunity to bridge the gap. You know what I mean? It could be like that opportunity to bridge the gap. Say, hey, and as long as you present the right way. And I would say it like I said, like the following, right? You ring and said, "Hey, I want you to know I had this display on my lawn. It's been getting wrecked. I put a camera. I thought it might have been like vandals. Something. It turns out it's your son. I'm sorry to say.
It is vandals. It's your asshole son.
Yes. So
and now you're in a fight.
And then say, hey, I got it fixed back up, so no big deal. No hard feelings. I just wanted you to know,
And he says, "Okay, my son will be back out tonight."
Then Then you call the police. I know you're very against the police.
You never call. Then you dig the pit. God, man. Okay. The very least, concertina wire. Now, not bullshit razor wire, because razor wire just has like little barbs on it.
Yeah.
Concertina wire is like razor blades that is meant to like actually like cause deep injury.
I know what you're talking about.
Concertina wire.
I didn't know that's what it was called.
Yes, it's called concertina wire because of the way that it
spirals, right?
The razor, yeah, it spirals, and in razor wire just has a razor like nudge a point on the end, whereas concertina wire actually has physical blades.
Not to be confused with like barbed wire that's just pointy barbs.
Correct.
Right.
Exactly. It's not. Yeah, there's a difference between a barb and a blade.
Yes, clearly.
And so in this situation, you don't want your granddad's razor wire. Like, you want concertina wire around your Christmas scene.
You don't think that would take away from the ambiance?
I mean, maybe put it as the first layer in the pit, so he falls through the razor wire before he lands on the spikes.
Right. I was going to recommend make it part of the pit solution.
Because concertina wire really, like, it will. I know it'll fuck your shit up. I mean, we're not playing around. It's going to leave some evidence.
Okay.
So, if the dad doesn't know that his kid's up to something, his kid, the next time he comes near this deer woodland scene, the kid's coming home very injured. So I think his parents will know something is up. I think.
Wow. Okay. Well, there you go.
Once again, I feel like I'm being too harsh.
I think that for someone who didn't want the police involved, some of the actions you proposed may be the very thing that gets the police involved. I mean, who's to say, though?
Yeah, I just think people should be able to take care of things on their own. So, when you have a dispute over vandalism, a few legs,
Yep. I'm all for self-reliance as well. So I do believe in it. So. Yeah. All right. So
he also doesn't really say what the vandalism is. I'd be curious.
That's true.
How he's like how he's going and vandalizing it, and he has to reset it up. And I don't know. But I mean, the one thing we can all agree on is that this poor asshole lives in West Virginia, and He's worse off than the rest of us.
Yes. That's right. All right. Nader, we got
At the very least, immediately start a prank war with your neighbor. That's what you could do. You could immediately start a prank war because the amount of stuff that you can do with human shit alone
I
in
know.
a prank war.
Never ends well, the prank war, though. Somebody always goes a little too far. Starts off with the burning bag of feces, turns into
Mhm.
toilet paper,
Standard
and
intro,
turns into
yeah.
right, and it turns into
Eventually, you got concertina wire and
right.
stakes in moats around your house. Yeah, I get it. I get it.
Is it a home at that point? I mean, I don't know. I'm no fortress. So there you go. So Nader from our chat has a question that he needs answered. So yeah, Nader, go to our Discord channel, and you'll see a form there that you can go in and fill out, and you can ask any question you want, and we welcome them all. If you want to stick around to the end, if we have time, maybe we'll get to it. But otherwise, like I said, submit online. Everyone can submit online. That's why we're an open and free forum. That's what I feel. Nice. All right.
Is that
Yeah, of course. All are welcome.
it just feels good to be altruistic like we are.
I think so.
So who's our
Give.
yeah.
Like to give. All right, here we go. The next one comes from.
Who are we getting to next?
Is our next question. I had a conversation with someone that said porn was cheating on your spouse. They then went on to say masturbating also considered cheating. What are your thoughts? What do you think cheating looks like? This is from Wyatt from Chugwater, Wyoming. Wyatt wants to define cheating.
Wyatt. Okay. First off, no. Second, what? Okay. What you need to understand, Wyatt, is that whoever told you that masturbation and porn constitute cheating is probably an insufferable, prudish, religious cultist. And the best way to deal with those people is like you deal with like squirrels in your bird feeder. You just got to shoo them away. And they aren't serious members of our society.
I see.
They in the old days they used to have hospitals for them, but now they just pack them into mega churches and stuff. While their values and stuff just get slowly put through a moral wood chipper. But yeah, no, don't worry about it. Porn is not cheating, and neither is jerking off. Because wow. We would all be adulterers.
Yes, 100% agreed on this. They did the survey asking men, 91% of men masturbate, 9% lie. It's just a thing.
Accurate.
It's just what happens. Men do it, and you know what? They do it, and they may be thinking of someone else.
In a relationship
okay
or not in a relationship.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, for sure. And the I've heard people say this before too. You shouldn't need to do that if you have me, and it's like, well,
that doesn't make any sense, and because
right.
That's also like people have needs at different times, and also they're completely free to do with their own bodies whatever they want.
Correct. Body autonomy. Yes, very important.
They all have body autonomy. So
body autonomy.
To be like, you can't play with the twig and berries when she's not around. That's not cool. Why did you all of a sudden give up access to your parts?
Right.
Just because you're in a relationship? No.
It's right. It's too. I want to say it's for different reasons, right? Like I think I can only speak from the male perspective, of course, but sometimes just you don't want the fanfare, don't want the foreplay, the whole build up and all that stuff. Sometimes this guy just needs to get off, right? And
sometimes you want some really, really crazy shit that there's no way your wife is ever gonna do. So you find that stuff on German porn sites. That's what you do. And you know what? Everyone's healthier for it. Okay?
Yes.
People don't get put in uncomfortable situations, and
fantasy is just that.
What they need.
Fantasy is just that, right? Sure.
Drop a few euros. The Germans get their money.
Everyone wins.
You get off. Yeah, everyone wins. Win-win.
That's
Germans
right.
Love money.
That's right. And at the porn thing, I believe may be an opportunity to maybe share, get a little closer, share each other's fantasies, maybe help out. But let there be no doubt, even if you do go to that point, there's still going to be porn. There's still going to be masturbation when you're not around. So
and it's still not cheating.
Clear. Still not cheating. That's right. It's not cheating. Is it cheating? Let me dive into this a little bit. Is it cheating if you are being intimate with someone in the middle of that act and you're imagining it's someone else? Is that cheating?
No, because I don't think it. I think where you can't be held responsible for your own thoughts and like what things pop in. I think you
Uh-huh.
have to make like a conscious choice to engage in some sort of because you can emotionally cheat with someone by developing
Yes.
an emotional relationship with someone outside that just because you're not romantically involved, it can be similar.
Absolutely.
So
Emotional cheating's absolutely a thing. That's right. If you're okay, so but the last part of the question, and we should really get into this, is what do you think cheating looks like? Cheating is betraying the trust of a person that you've established a monogamous relationship with, right? That you have agreed to
right,
those terms, and you then violate those terms in an emotional or physically intimate way. Right?
right. So don't agree to terms where it says I can't jerk off or it's cheating.
Right.
So
Do not enter that
because
relationship.
the other person can feel that it's cheating, but if you've not agreed upon like some rules of engagement, just because
Doesn't count.
that's as either the guy is going to have to lie or he's just going to jerk off anyway. So
Absolutely.
either way,
Yes. Don't. And the question, and I'm being pretty sexist by saying this, but ladies, all the ladies out there, don't make your man lie to you. I know that sounds horrible, but the way you do it is you give him crap for something that's things like completely normal, like masturbating. Don't say, "Swear to me you won't
Yeah.
masturbate again." Don't ever ask him for that because he's gonna lie to you.
and I would say, men, don't pretend that you can do everything for your lady. You probably can't. So, the things that her vibrator can do, shit your dick just can't do. Like
Correct.
just physically can't.
Correct.
So there are machines out there that are going to provide services that you cannot. So
Right.
do not be jealous of those machines. Think of them as a way to augment an already healthy sex life.
Supplementals. Yeah, supplement.
Supplementals, exactly. And I guess I said goes for women too. Watch as much porn as you want. Use as many fleshlights as you like. It's all good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hmm.
Healthy. Good. So okay, so hopefully they find that for you. Wyatt from Wyoming.
Do you
Wyatt
think it's
from
really
Wyoming.
obvious to people that we like porn?
I
don't
think
know.
after this
Like-
question, I think that's pretty obvious. Yeah.
All right.
I would say though that okay, so I'll stick on this a little longer. So healthy porn is what's important though. Like, and this is like raising my boys as they were growing up. It was like I didn't care if they watched porn, and I even had the conversation when I had the talk with them. The it wasn't about the porn; it was about the bad porn. Like basically porn where like if a
Right.
guy's like smacking a woman around or something, I'm like, don't watch that. That is horrible. It's a bad
Right.
example. It's not real, right?
Or it's like violence or whatever.
Yes.
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 Or anything is. I thought at first I thought you meant bad porn, just like with terrible music.
No, not like
Um,
poor
Or,
quality.
like,
I mean
really,
like
really unrealistic scenes because there's a lot of porn that I'm sorry I don't buy the plot lines.
porn that
at
depicts
all.
porn that depicts abuse.
Yeah.
What I guided them to stay away from.
Yes, that is definitely good advice.
Yeah.
But I would say and just any porn in the 70s, just you can skip it. Like it's not,
Is
just
it
go
the-
right
is
to.
Is it the pubic hair? Is that
I
why?
was gonna say the music, but
Oh,
tell me more about this thing that you feel.
well, remember the 70s and 80s? That was the era of the au natural grooming, or lack thereof.
Yeah, for me, it's more about
The disco, all
lack
the
of
disco.
high definition quality. Yeah,
I see.
you got it. 480
Scan lines.
or
Yeah,
480 pixels. Yeah, no way. Absolutely not.
yeah. I get you. So it's the quality is what you're talking about.
An 80 or nothing, baby.
I hear you. Excellent. So, Wyatt, hope that answers the question. You should be taking a healthy, proactive approach to porn. Healthy, good porn, not bad porn. And cheating,
bad porn.
hopefully we define what that is. So there you go. All right, let's head to our last wonderful question.
All right.
This is from Ted from Bumpus, Virginia. These days, there are a lot of labels for people. Pronouns, sexual orientation, relationship orientation, race, culture, religion, the list goes on. As a society, it seems we're obsessed with placing labels on everything, causes a lot of finger pointing, anger, guilt, degradation, etc. Do we really need these labels? Can anyone truly be defined with them? What would happen if we did away with them? So if we live with a no labels world, asks Ted.
You know, like, as humans, we have like an instinct to group things.
Yes.
Like we group things like colors or legumes. But like, do we need labels? Yeah, because I think we need buckets to put things in. Otherwise, we'll be mixing up Armenians and bananas or whatever. So I don't think anyone's ever like truly defined by a label, but they can be an apt descriptor. So like if we got rid of all labels, I would absolutely be poisoned a lot more by mushrooms. If I just did not properly, know what ingredients were in what. I mean,
exactly.
I think it's obvious to say that every person is unique in subtle and nuanced ways. But it's still helpful to be able to group them into buckets like red hats and fucktards, so we know who to stay away from or who we should mock or who our enemies are, that sort of thing.
Sure. I think you're spot on that it is a fundamental aspect of human nature, right? Because we are a communal species, despite what many today would say, right? We're dependent on each other literally to survive,
Right.
as a society. So, so it's clear that when you have these groupings, you're gonna group and label things. It's just the natural consequence. And of course, labels create the groups that create the conflict, that create the struggle and the strife, and it seems like all the negative things. But that's what we do. We name and label shit. It's just a thing that we do.
Right.
We just sort out in our minds. We have our defensive, the base of our brains need to understand what's a potential threat, what's a potential benefit, what to avoid, what to go towards, those kinds of things. So
Yeah, so everything gets bucketed even from simple triage to like what is the thing that's most important at this time.
Yes.
So, at the very least, we're bucketing things into like dangerous and not dangerous.
Yes.
But
bare minimum number of buckets.
Yeah. But especially with human relationships, I think it's very important that you not be defined by a label. But I do think they can be a descriptor, even though I think people are often labeled with something that completely doesn't apply
Yes.
them.
Yes. And we are rarely, we're often more complex creatures than what a label will suggest, right? Because the label often
Right.
comes with a stereotype, right? That's assumed.
Right. Like people often say that I'm a white guy, but like I am not. I am a pink guy. Like I am a glowing solar flare, just spectacularly bright, incandescent bulb
Of a man.
of
Yes.
a face.
Yes, you are. Just like it.
But when on a demographic form, they're just going to be like white or like
Right.
Caucasian.
Right.
None of the nuance of like the just the amount of sheer reflection that just gets blasted off of my face when an incoming light source
Yes.
hits these cheeks.
Yes.
So
Absolutely. That's another necessary label. What was I gonna say? Oh, the key is tolerance, right? So groups are going to exist, and labels will label those groups. Tolerance is the key, right? Are things getting a little crazy? I think that I think Ted here is getting on with the first part of his question about complaining about pronoun, sexual orientation. I'm kind of getting the slant of your angle here, Ted.
wait, is Ted Uncle Frank in disguise?
Yeah, maybe a little
Maybe
bit.
an Uncle Frank in disguise.
Maybe
who's,
a little
just asking
bit.
questions.
It's almost
One that
time for
describes himself as,
Thanksgiving. It's just a
Describes
free,
himself as a
free thinker.
libertarian.
Yeah, free
which is
thinking
just, like,
libertarian.
That's a Republican who doesn't admit it. Like, yeah, like because
No, it's a Republican who
actually been as
right. It's a Republican who tries to make you think that they've at least thought about it first.
right. Well, it's a Republican that likes to try to be like, well, I'm socially I'm fine with every person to themselves or whatever, but then they actually try to if you've ever read A Libertarian Walks Into a Bear, and you can read about Grafton, New Hampshire, and the quest to turn it into a true libertarian town, and basically it ended up there ended up being a lot of fires, and it was overrun by bears.
I was
So
gonna say, how do
that
they
is
how do they
exactly what
put
happened.
fires out? What's the police? How do they pay taxes? Who goes to
They didn't.
school? Do the roads work? I
They
mean, it's like
Nope.
electricity.
They immediately slashed all of the revenue stuff because they didn't want to pay taxes. No one wanted to pay taxes.
Who wants to pay taxes?
Then the first house burned down, and they were like,
And they go,
"Yeah, well, you know
oh,
what? There's gonna be a
now
couple."
we get it. Right?
They went a very long time. Like there was a lady in the town that would not stop feeding the local bears donuts and like all of this junk food. And wouldn't you know it, bears, if you keep feeding them junk food, keep coming back. And so
I love it. I
soon
love the
this
junk
lady
food.
had a couple bears at her property, and then the town ends up with it's not a great it's a failed political philosophy, is what I'm saying.
I tend to agree. I mean, yes, it does not make logistical sense, right? Again, back to my other point, we are a communal species by design. We cannot survive on our own,
Right.
right? We're dependent on each other for a multitude of things.
Yes.
Things like putting house fires out, and electricity, and running water, and the clothes you're wearing, and the electronic devices you use, and the internet, and the FAA, and the FDA to make sure your food's not poisoned. It's like just a few examples. You know,
Right.
call me crazy.
Right.
But
Exactly. So yeah, because I mean, the I didn't catch that in the beginning, but yeah, the when his first thing was pronouns, it's like,
Right.
wait, we're already starting with, because can't we all agree that like he, she, they are useful, like your and
Right.
just pronouns are
right.
like
Well, the thing I took is I think it's more about the it's very popular now, especially people who are more gender fluid perhaps, or non-gender conforming, right? They would say, "Oh, I know based on my appearance, you may think I'm male and would call me he, but I please prefer she," right? Or some other word,
Right.
some other pronoun. That's kind of what that comes.
Well,
up
some
to
people
me
now
as.
are just putting them by definition. Like I've noticed all my doctors by definition have their pronouns now in their.
Oh, really?
It says like doctor, what, like she, her,
Yeah, yeah.
like.
And they're they're supporting, which is great, and I think
Yeah,
that's what
yeah.
you're doing. But and I'm fine with that. I think that not to get too not to really get off topic, but I think that people who get offended, like, how dare you call me a she, when I use he? Why didn't you ask first? I'm like, well, that's not how conversation works. It's like there's some societal norms, you know what I mean? It's like, no offense was intended. Now that you've informed me, I will now use the proper words, right? It's like, thank you for this
Right.
conversation.
It's the people that, when informed, say no because I
Right.
have decided I am going to. I do not care what your wishes are. I'm
Yes.
going to call you what I want to.
Right. You will conform to my expectations of, yes.
And unfortunately, there's about like 40% of America that kind of feels that way. And,
Unfortunately, yeah.
Again, that goes back to the label of fucktard and red hat.
Right.
So
It's people that well, it's like people who still call Ye Kanye West, of which I am one of. I still call him Kanye West. But
I don't call him anything. I don't. I can't think of the last time I've talked about Kanye West. This is probably the first time I have talked about Kanye
ever talked about
West.
Kanye?
So I guess
Or like remember when
guess I
another
call-
one, yeah,
I call him Conway. Yeah, I call him Kanye West.
Kanye West. There you go.
I've
Like
I've learned that.
remember when
It's very interaction.
Prince became the symbol, and
The symbol,
and
right.
people were like, we're not doing that. We're gonna call you Prince, right? It's like we're
Right, because we can't say that.
Right.
So it
right.
it didn't really work. But
Exactly.
I mean,
So-
look how many ones. How many is Puff Daddy? You got P Diddy,
P. Diddy.
Combs, Phoebe. Yeah, just ridiculous.
Diddy. A lot of the rapper multiple.
Diddy.
Why all the multiple names? It's like even Eminem too. I mean, Slim Shady.
Slim
right?
Shady.
Their alias.
Well, because in hip hop, some of them have different personas too. That all have slightly different name things and stuff. So
And that's the thing I learned today. Thank you for that.
there's a whole culture around it. But yeah, I know that when you look at me, it screams like, ask that guy about hip hop. But
My bias and
I know
stereotype
I-
suggested that
Yeah,
that you would not know about that.
and that, but no, I know surprisingly little about hip hop.
But you do know that.
Other than
That's-
I know that, and I know that the Sugar Hill Gang introduced one of the first rap songs in the '70s. I can do most of it, but yeah, that's about where my hip hop knowledge ends.
I'm pretty sharp on a lot of '80s rap, but beyond that, Although Rapper's Delight, didn't that come out in the 90s?
No, Rapper's Delight is the Sugar Hill Gang. That is one of the
Oh, I'm
first rap
sorry.
songs
I'm
from the
sorry. I'm
70s.
sorry. I'm 70 shit.
Yeah.
There, I'm committing a
Hip
major
hop,
error there.
hip to the hippity, hip hop, you don't stop, rocking to the bang bang boogie, jump to the,
Yeah.
the rhythm of the boogity beat.
The
Let's get a rebop, bebop, do. I guess what, America, we love you. We're gonna rock and a roll with it so much so. We're gonna
Right.
rock to 101 years old. I don't mean to brag. I don't mean to
See?
boast. I like hot butter
Now-
on my breakfast toast.
Now, I would have said that I would have assumed, right, based on the labels I would have
Mhm.
assigned to you by seeing you, I would have thought that you would not know the words of that song, right? But you do. So, case where labels can go wrong.
Well, I think you'd be applying the wrong labels because I know a lot of people like me that also know that song.
All right, that's
because,
fair.
just
Fair.
yeah, kind of
Maybe Got Back's another good one, and
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, that's just art. I mean, that's just
Art.
That's,
just
a-
appreciating
yeah.
art
Sir,
of the era.
Sir Mix-a-Lot was just saying what needed to be said at a time when
Fair.
you know.
Man ahead of his time, really.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just two turntables and a microphone, and man changed the world.
Absolutely. Yeah, so what else? I'm looking at these other ones that Ted's going on about here. So pronouns, I think we talked about and covered. Sexual orientation, I mean, isn't it like if you're interested in a person to have sexual relations with, don't you want to know that person's sexual orientation? To know if you're going to be
You would think.
compatible? I would think.
Yeah, you would think if you are right, like those labels are very useful on things like dating sites or
Right.
something where you can at least put general
I am
groupings
a
of like here's
woman.
how
I'm
here's
just-
how I identify.
Right. I'm a woman interested in men, right? Like making that clear.
Right.
You know, that's good. Because you don't want to spend the rest of your evening trying to hit on the lesbian who's not going to go out with you, for example.
Right. Like as we said, a label, it's a good descriptor, lets you know something about a person, but no, it does not define them.
Right.
But yeah.
And so we should, again, tolerance, avoid stereotypes when possible, right? Recognize our own biases. There you go.
Well, recognize stereotypes, but also realize that most stereotypes are like
Are true usually. right?
kind of true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they appeared for a reason. It's because someone saw
Yeah.
a trend, and then that became the stereotype. It's true, but again, don't define people like that. But yeah, so there you go. So labels, yes, sorry, they exist. They're part of our nature. I mean, otherwise we'd exist in a world with only pronouns. Is that what we're saying? Like I wouldn't be able to. I wouldn't be able to say you by your name. I'd have to call you and have to point at you when I'm talking to you. Right? If there's no labels.
Yeah,
They don't have a name anymore.
we literally could not do anything. We
Right.
could not categorize things. We wouldn't.
Right.
How would you have a grocery store? Like you couldn't. We group things. That's what we do.
Yes. Well, even the grocery store itself is a
Not-
grouping. It's a grouping of food, right? It's like
Groups within groups within groups.
right. Produce. Oh my God, can't call it produce.
Yeah, exactly.
You may offend
Gotta
the
have the
produce.
labels.
It's like gotta have labels. Yes. So hopefully that makes sense, Ted. From Bumpus, Virginia.
All right. I think it's
We
time
thank
for a
you
speed
that.
round.
Oh, it is time for speed round. All right, great. Let's do speed round.
Time for speed round.
Whose turn is it for speed rounds?
It is your turn to answer for speed round.
Oh Jesus! All right, let me
So
set the timer here.
we need to put 60 seconds on
I
the
don't
clock,
know if I'm
please.
prepared. Yep, we'll get that up for you. I'm gonna try my new speed round. Enjoy the speed round. So we need 60 seconds. Okay, great. So
60 seconds.
hold on. Did I do this right? I did not. Seconds.
Once again, we're gonna do prices right. You start answering at the end of the first question that is asked. We can discuss answers in more depth later, but 60 seconds to answer all five.
I'm having a problem with the timer. All right, here we go. I figured it out. There, I figured it out. Okay, speed round is ready.
Nice.
All right.
All right.
I am prepared.
All right.
Hit me.
What is it that you keep wanting to smell, despite the fact that it doesn't smell particularly good?
Oh God, I'm gonna kick myself for saying this. Vagina. Go on. Next question.
What is the most annoying musical instrument?
Trombone. No question.
If forced to pick, would you choose uncontrollable farting or uncontrollable hiccuping?
Oh.
No farting?
Like eternal? Like you can never stop ever in the course of your life?
Answer the question.
Farting is worse. So I go with hiccuping,
Okay.
I guess. Yeah.
Okay, what's the weirdest food combination people eat that you just can't get behind?
Hot dogs and ketchup.
Wow, really? Okay.
Yeah, I'm very against it.
What is one thing you wish that you knew 5 years ago?
Um, oh, AI stocks like Nvidia, OpenAI, and those other companies. If I knew about them then, my God, would have
All
been
right.
fantastic. All right, there we go.
All right.
There's the end of our
All right.
time. All
That's
right, we
sweet.
made it.
Let's
All right, let's
let's
unpack
go
these.
through. Okay. Uh, what is it that you want to smell? Despite the fact that it doesn't smell particularly good. You said vagina. That is correct. That is the number one answer on the board. I also would have accepted gasoline.
Thank you. Thank you.
But yeah. What is the most
Oh,
annoying?
gasoline. I didn't think of that one, you know. But here's the here,
No, you immediately thought of vagina, which I can appreciate.
did. It just popped in my head. But I gotta say, like,
It always does.
I don't think it smells bad. I know it has a reputation of smelling bad. I love it. Maybe I'm getting too enthusiastic about it, but I don't think it's a bad smell. But I know it anyway.
Anyway, the most annoying musical instrument, I believe you said
Trombone.
trombone.
I hate the trombone. And I did.
It's
Oh, go ahead.
I mean, for me personally, it's the 12-hole ocarina, which is basically one of those.
Fine choice.
Yeah, think of it like a recorder,
Like
but
the
it's
gourd
not.
looking
So
thing. It's like gourd size. I know what you're talking about.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's like a recorder, but even more fucking annoying. Like that.
I prefer the sound of that over the quarter because it gets a little deeper in the bass. You know what I mean?
I guess I was at a place once where there was a guy who just had one around his neck all
Yeah.
the time, and he just
Oh.
played the 12-hole ocarina, and I just grew to hate it, and
Yes.
so now it is my least favorite instrument.
Understood. No, I'm all about trombone, and I was in band. I was in concert band, marching band, pep band for all my public school years, like and through college, like so, like 15 years of
But you played
band.
saxophone.
I did. I'm a sax player, right? And but the trombone, like brass instruments are the category of brass instrument to get a clear sound through them is one thing, right? Like
Hard.
a trumpet is pretty crisp, right? But a trombone, no matter how good a player you are, it sounds like it's an underwater, like mushy, horrible. I can't stand it, and I feel
It represents the sound of sadness.
I know.
Wah, wah.
Wah.
Like literally, like it's like if someone's like something bad happens, wah wah. It's
Yeah.
a sad trombone.
Right.
It's a thing.
And
So
I'm okay.
I get it.
I'm okay with its use in that case, but not as a legitimate musical instrument because it's like I just can't stand that sound. It's crazy,
Okay.
and I feel bad for like if you see a live band that's like a four piece band or something like that. There's usually like one trombone, and they give him like a solo, and he's going wah 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 wah. Wah. I'm just like I can't, and I
Wow.
get these talented, but it makes me mental. Cannot stand the trombone.
Wow.
Oh my god,
That's right. You have a deep seated.
really do. I cannot stand.
All right. All right. So the force to pick uncontrollable farting or uncontrollable hiccuping.
Oh right, you
I would say uncontrollable farting is
yeah.
better
Yes.
because that way you're still able to breathe and eat and speak, and you have the benefit of like not having anybody fucking bothering you because like no one's
'Cause you
gonna be
feel
in the
horrible.
room with you, so you get
Yeah.
complete privacy
Right.
and you're still able to, function somewhat.
No, it's a fair point,
You're
and
just hiccuping, you wouldn't be able to breathe, you wouldn't be
couldn't
able to
talk.
you wouldn't be
Right,
able
you
to-
couldn't talk.
Yeah.
That's what I thought it would eventually end, but and you wouldn't provide me bounds on the answer, so I kind of had to make a quick judgment.
Well,
But
it really what uncontrolled it just means like where I think it means it just you have bouts of it where there's nothing you can do.
I see. So I
Yeah.
guess the farting then would I guess I want to amend my answer because I think at least you can do things where your farts won't smell. You know what I mean? So if you can,
Things can you do?
if you can, there's things in your diet that you could absolutely do. Farts
Oh,
won't
in your
smell.
diet. Oh, I thought
Yeah.
you meant just the way you positioned your legs.
Oh no.
Just like-
But with that, with the proper
like, yeah.
with the proper muscle and strength training, you could
Yeah, right, exactly.
regulate the rate so you don't
Right.
hear it.
And
You
the-
know
and
what I
the-
mean?
Right.
Right.
Right. Exactly.
I mean, you would constantly be uncomfortable all day, but at least you could
Oh,
be
well,
a member of
obviously.
society, right?
Right. Right.
So,
Right. Right.
Yeah. So,
So weirdest food combination is ketchup with hot dogs.
oh, I can't stand it. And I can't even look at
You
it.
just not like ketchup at all.
I no,
So
I
you
like
pick ketchup and fries?
ketchup on burger and ketchup and fries. I'm fine with ketchup on the hot dog.
just the hot dog.
Yeah, just the hot dog, which is strange, right?
That it.
Oh, scrambled eggs too. Ketchup and scrambled eggs. That's no good.
Oh yeah.
A lot of people do that though.
Oh no, I know a lot of people throw ketchup on anything
Yeah.
because
America.
we throw salt and ketchup on everything.
America.
Because because we're fucking troglodytes. But
Barbarians.
to me it's like to me it's meat and fruit. Just fucking stop it. Like the
Really?
like
Okay.
pineapple ham on pizza. No. Like
But like a kebab, right?
mint jelly with fruit. So a kebab, if you have like a pepper, an onion, and a piece of beef, that's fine. You threw a strawberry on that thing.
Oh, fuck that then.
I just I don't want to take it, and I know some people like is that's where the whole Hawaiian pizza came from. It's supposed to be like the salty and the sweet, and you mix them together. Nope.
Right.
Not my thing.
Got it.
But but yeah, that's pretty specific. Ketchup and hot dog. Like
the big one for
what about
me.
mustard on a hot dog? Can you eat a
Oh,
mustard?
well, mustard's perfect on a hot
Mustard
dog.
on
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Either yellow deli's preferred top choice, yellow second choice, and then like a honey, the third choice.
What happens if someone puts mustard on a burger? Is that a hate crime?
No, McDonald's does that. Right? They do a mustard ketchup combo, I believe.
No, they don't. No, they do not.
Are you sure?
Put
I thought
a
they
little bit
used
of
to.
onions, 2 pickles, and
Yes.
a little smish of ketchup. That's the McDonald's way.
I thought they used to combine the mustard. Maybe not. I'm not as offended with the mustard on the burger. I don't do it myself, but it doesn't offend me.
Mm.
Another close second to me would have been the I can't stand broccoli. I can't even look at broccoli without becoming ill. I know that's pretty extreme, but like broccoli and
It's
cheddar.
like George W. Bush or
Yeah.
George Bush Sr.
Remember him, George
Yeah.
Bush Sr. I will not.
Yeah.
Not gonna do it.
Eat the broccoli.
Not
Not-
gonna do it.
Not gonna
Um,
eat broccoli.
Undo it at this juncture.
Yeah.
1,000 points a lot. The broccoli and cheddar. You know, people like to once you dip it in the cheddar.
Yeah.
Because then like the little broccoli bits are in the cheddar, and now you just ruined perfectly good cheese, and there's broccoli involved. So
Right.
that's a horrendous thing.
See, I would have So one thing that you wish you knew 5 years ago.
Oh,
The AI stuff and stuff. I
Generative
guess,
AI.
For me, the first thing that came to mind was that I wish I knew 5 years ago that like Canada really puts the brakes on immigration at the age of 45, because if I had been able to immigrate to Canada and get out of here earlier, I'm apparently like kind of too old to like Canada doesn't really want
I
people
didn't
like me
know
'cause I'm
Canada
too
has
old for it.
ageism. Immigration
They do.
policies?
They do.
Didn't know that.
Yes, I had looked very seriously into
Wow.
moving and all of the preparations that would be required. And one of the things is that makes it so it makes it a little bit more complicated. Is if you are over the age of 45, it makes it a little bit more difficult to get in.
Okay. But you know that
If you're bringing children and you're going to raise them as Canadians,
Anchor
then
babies?
that's like a 1 in the plus column for you. Exactly. Oh no, not anchor. It would be like anchor tweens.
got it.
No.
Got it.
So
Yeah.
so right now they're just like they would be assholes, but then they become polite after
see.
moving.
I
Like
see.
they would slowly turn into polite Canadians.
I
And that's
see.
all I think any parent could go for to having a kid.
You know that Canada has its own problems, right?
Canada doesn't have any problems.
Okay. I think Canadians may disagree, but okay.
Okay, I know. Yes. Okay. Yes. Oh, Canada has problems. There's always. But
Sure.
listen,
I mean,
you know,
Quebec.
I
Need I say more?
I don't check up in the attic that often. Okay, so I don't know exactly what's going up there. And even if I was going to go up into the attic of America, I would stay like real close to like. I mean, I'd be
I see.
at the very bottom.
Toronto.
You know,
kind of.
where most of the Canadians are. You know,
Toronto's a great city, by the way.
Vancouver, another excellent city.
Vancouver's great.
So, yeah, if I had known that, so it's just going to be me and my cyanide tooth, and we'll see how 2024 goes.
There you go. So,
You know,
cautious optimism is what I'm detecting there.
I'm not saying it right.
Okay.
Let's see. I will probably need to use my cyanide tooth in 2024.
I see. Okay.
Hopefully that won't happen, but
Cautious pessimism then.
things Have you looked around lately? I don't
Yeah,
know. It just
I mean,
I feel kind of silly being like, you know what? I think everything's gonna be fine.
sure. So you would have migrated to Canada 5 years ago if you knew there was an ageism thing in the policies.
Yes.
Cool.
I would have perhaps yeah, if I had known more about it, but no, I mean, it's I actually it's more like 8 years ago, I would say.
Right.
About
That's what I'm saying too.
8 years ago, I would say.
It's
So 5 years ago maybe wouldn't have been
coincidentally,
enough. It's been
2016
saying 20
approximately.
years ago.
Yes.
But hey, if I knew about those AI stocks, I'd probably be a lot happier anyway too.
Yes.
So that's fine too.
Because money fixes many problems. Actually.
It does fix a lot of things.
Yeah.
Like it really it can help.
It definitely reduces
also-
problems. Doesn't always solve problems, but it can help. It helps you not have as many
It
problems.
creates new problems, but yeah,
does.
it helps solve some of the most basic human problems that one has.
It does.
You can get through Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Those first ones, money, boom, you're up that pyramid.
Pyramids. Nice.
Hierarchy of needs, baby.
Oh my goodness. All right, sir. Well, good. I think we did okay here today. I hope that we hope we got everybody the information they needed. Yeah.
And if not, you just go into the submit a question to the site,
Oh, yeah.
and
There's a link to the
Well,
Discord channel below off our Twitch channel. What you want to do, go into the Discord channel. You see a channel. You'll see a channel within the Discord server called OK Seriously. You go there. It'll bring you to the forum where you submit your questions. So as well,
Exactly.
we look forward to.
we can only take 5 per week, but we'll get to them.
We are going to work our way through this list until we get to everybody's questions.
We will get through them all.
This is our goal. It's our mission. Yep. So yeah. Until then, we're going to sign off. Anything else you had to add there, Green Pants? Great seeing you as always.
No, just hopefully we we help some folks today, and if nothing else, hopefully at the very very minimum, Kristen with 2 Ys knows that she's not in a relationship. So if that's all that happened, that's enough.
If we take
That's worth
nothing
paying
else away
74
from
day.
tonight, then that should be the
You are a
takeaway.
child, Kristen with 2 Ys. We're a child.
And on
So
that,
be an adult, and your boyfriend's gonna be a child.
right. And on that, we're going to sign off. So it's good seeing you all. We'll see you next week. We're going to be here next Tuesday. Are we going to be here next Tuesday? We are. We're going to be here next Tuesday at 9:30 Eastern U.S. time, approximately. And, as usual, gaming happens every Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern. So come on by. Check out the schedule again down below. So hopefully we'll see you soon.
Yep.
And again,
Don't commit statutory rape.
don't do it. It's not worth it.
Yep.
And as always, we're here to help. So until next time.